So there's two versions of Office that you can be using. You can be using the online version through OneDrive, or you can be using the desktop version. We're going to look at accessing both and how to transfer in between both. So first, what we're going to do is go to office.com. At office.com, you have your sign-in that you can sign in for your account, which you've probably already done if you're watching this video, but just in case, you sign in, and then you're going to go ahead and put your ID number at not students, just kidding, at cheney.sd.org. Important that we don't put students, because that one does not work. You have two email addresses from the school district. Your students.cheney.sd.org email is actually your Google email. Your Office 365 or Microsoft account is just at cheney.sd.org. Really important that you sign in with that one. If you don't sign in with this one, it probably will screw up your computer. Then you're going to go ahead and hit next and use your birthday to get into your account. Once you're in your account, you're going to be taken to your 365 dashboard, which can look like this. The 365 dashboard essentially is your online version of these programs. You have your OneDrive here. Now, OneDrive is just a fancy way of saying Google Drive. And you've been to Google Drive before. It's not like you don't know what Google Drive looks like. Google Drive is a place where you can put your files on the web, available for you to use, and be able to access anywhere with internet. Same thing happens with OneDrive. If I go to OneDrive here, on the left, it's going to open up a new tab, take me to OneDrive, and here's all my files. Looks pretty similar, right? So when you talk about Google Drive or OneDrive, we're talking about that cloud storage. What we're going to do is we're going to create in our OneDrive a new folder. So we're going to go ahead and hit New and click Folder. When we're in here, we're going to name this Computer Apps 1 for this class, or you can name it whatever you want to. I'm going to go ahead and put quarter 4, period 3, because that happens to be the one I'm teaching at this time when I'm filming this. It could be a different thing. You're probably just going to put Computer Apps 1. We're going to be using OneDrive instead of Google Drive for this class because we're learning Microsoft programs, and that means you should be using Microsoft OneDrive, not Google Drive. Now, can you use both? Of course, but for this class, we're going to use OneDrive. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Create, and then I'm going to go ahead and go into that folder. You can see it's new because it's got these little like phew off the side. It's gorgeous, but we're going to go ahead and hit that button to go into that folder. Once we're in here, we're going to be able to create whatever we want. So this is where you can go up to the top and create Word documents, Excel files, PowerPoints, all those types of things, and use the 365 version of these programs. This is a lot like when you're in My Drive and you go to New and you create a Google Doc or Google Sheet, Google Slide, Google Form. So you've done this a lot, you just did it in Google's programs and not in Microsoft programs. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a Word document for your life story. The life story is just a unit-long assignment. So we're going to keep opening the same document and making changes and edits to it like a long report. So we're going to create a new Word document in here. That's going to open up another tab, and it's going to show us the 365 version of Word. Now, the 365 version of Word has a lot of the features, but does not have all the tabs or features. So you can see, for instance, the Design tab is disappeared. The Insert tab only has limited options. So this is a great way to be able to use Microsoft Word on the web. Now, at this point, it's called Document and has been saved, but we really want to rename it because Document's a really terrible name. And you need to be good at file management. So I'm going to go ahead and click up where it says Document up at the top here, and I'm going to rename this to be my last name, Life Story. And I'm going to make sure that that's saving in the right location, which is My Drive and Computer Apps 1. And then I'm just going to hit Enter to keep it, and it'll save the name. Now, what's great about this is you now have a file that will be forever saved up on the web, and as you continue to save it, it'll automatically save it to your OneDrive. So that way you don't have to keep uploading to the cloud and just like downloading and uploading it back and forth all the time. It's just like when you make a Word document inside of Google and it automatically saves it for you. So now that we have this here, you have two things that you can do with this. One, you can open this in the full desktop version of Word. You're already logged into Word, so really, if you go and you open up Word on your computer, you should be able to go ahead and open up a file from your OneDrive. So notice I am logged in. I can go to Open, and I can go to my OneDrive here, which is linked, and I could then go into my Computer Apps folder and see my life story and open it up. If you're already viewing it in the web browser like this, you can also go up to this editing tool right here and open it in the desktop app. This will then say, okay, we're going to look to open it in Word on your computer. So you can click open and it will actually open directly into your computer. So you can see I'm actually on my life story. You can then turn your auto saving on so that it's automatically saving in the background for you, or you can just hit this button to save it. And when you're saving it, it's saving it to your OneDrive, not as a local file on your computer. So this is a great option for you to be able to edit it. I'm going to go ahead and close this because what I want to show you as well by continuing here is one of the best features is that you can share this file. And sharing this file is going to be very important because you're going to be sharing this to turn it in for all of your assignments. And you're going to be opening the same file each time and sharing it there. So I want you to be aware of how to create a file and share it. In addition to that, you're also going to be creating other files, and you're always going to be doing that in this OneDrive folder. So make sure that when you're creating files, you're making them on your OneDrive so they're on any computer that you go to.